Welcome to Hot to Trot. This is not your normal horse racing podcast. I'm Ashley Eisenbeil.
And I'm Meadow Twaddle. And we're your hosts for Hot to Trot.
Welcome to Hot to Trot. You've made it. This is not your normal horse racing podcast. I am Ashley Eisenbeil. I am one of your hosts of Hot to Trot. And this is...
I am Meadow Twaddle. I am your other co-host for Hot to Trot.
So this special episode, we just want our listeners and viewers to get to know us a little bit more. So Meadow, why don't you tell everybody how you got into the industry?
I was born in the industry, born and raised. My dad's a trainer. I grew up in the barn. My mom works in the barn. And I didn't really get involved in working hands-on until about 2 years ago. I went the educational route. I went to college, but I really found my calling with the horses and with horse racing. So here I am. What about you, Ashley?
I'm the opposite. I was not born into this. I don't have any family in racing. I was a wedding coordinator and planner, and I kind of just got asked if I would like to work with the Preakness, and started in ticket sales and did some sponsorships and some customer service stuff, and just absolutely fell in love with racing. One of the things they did at Pimlico was give us a program on our desk every morning, and they set up a simulcast TV right in front of you. So I was kind of forced to learn what I was selling, and spent a lot of time on the simulcast for Pimlico, meeting some nice older gentlemen, giving them some baked goods so they could teach me how to read a program. And that's how I learned how to bet and what the races were. I had no clue. I knew nothing. So that's how I fell in love with racing. And then I've always lived in Pennsylvania. So when the opportunity came up that I could work in horse racing in Pennsylvania and also get to know more about harness, because I dabbled in harness in Maryland for a little bit, I was hook, line, and sinker. I was all in NPA racing, and I've loved every minute of my journey here.
So you're pretty familiar with horse betting and that realm of things. Do you bet yourself?
I bet a lot. I bet more than I'd like to admit, and probably more than I should admit to people. Not big bets. I'm not a heavy, throwing, thousands or even hundreds. I'm a little better. I like to get involved, but I am a sucker for a pick 4, pick 6. If there's a mandatory payout, I'm there. I like that. I also like splitting tickets with people, because I think that's also more fun too. When you have a partner and you can do a bigger bet, bigger payout. But I do love betting. I think it gets me more involved when watching the races daily is having a little skin in the game, makes it more fun for me. Because we have a lot of racing in PA between the 6 racetracks and the 2 types of racing. I'm watching that simulcast feed nonstop. So
you gotta help me with my betting.
We need to get it.
But we do handicap. We do our picks. We send out our picks a couple times a week. But do you have a tactic for that? I'm kind of new to it, but I've kind of picked up on different things quickly. So I'm curious to know how you go through the card.
It depends on the track, to be honest. And then also it depends on if I'm betting thoroughbred or harness. Yeah. So depending on that, I'll look more, I always look at the horse, their speed rating first. They're always my first look too. And depending on the track and if it's harness or thoroughbred, with the harness guys, I'll look at driver and then trainer. But with thoroughbred, I do look at trainer and then jockey.
Jockey.
For thoroughbred. It's all right. You'll get used to it. Jockey, trainer.
Still new into the thoroughbred racing world.
Yeah. So it just honestly depends on the track, and it depends on the type of race too. Also the conditions of the race for thoroughbred. Thoroughbred takes me a lot longer to handicap than harness. Even though our harness tracks have double the amount of races, so it does take me probably just as long, because there'll be 13 races on the Meadows card versus 10 races at Parks or 8 races at Penn National. So
and they chart the workouts for the thoroughbreds too.
Oh yeah.
So that's so much different from harness racing, something I've had to adapt to. So I agree, it takes me a lot longer to read through the thoroughbred programs.
Plus, we have 3 different types of surfaces in PA for thoroughbred. You have our synthetic track at Erie. You have our dirt and turf tracks at, parks and Penn National. And you have some horses that will come and be from the synthetic onto the dirt. And are they going to handle that well? And, how they transition over to turf from dirt. So it's a lot. There's a lot that goes into handicapping. It's definitely not an easy thing to learn or pick up, but I love teaching people. So always DM us and ask us. I mean, I'm not going to tell you I give you winners all the time. I don't want all the time. I do it for fun. It's a lot of fun to me. So, it's gambling.
It is a lot of fun. You learn so much. I have learned so much. There's so much to look at that I never even thought about before. But definitely coming from a strong harness racing background, teaching myself about the thoroughbreds has been so helpful just from reading through the program and seeing what they do so much differently than we do.
And then you can even add in the whole breeding aspect of it. Yeah. You can throw that into your handicapping, which is a spiral for both harness and thoroughbred, like the sire and the dame and all that. That is a whole other level of handicapping. And I'll do that for the really big stake races. I'll start, but I don't try. That's just too much time. We have too many tracks and I don't know.
Yeah.
It gets a little complex when you go that deep, but I know some people that love to go that deep and that's great for them. That's a lot of fun.
That's their cup of tea.
Hey. But I've been recently getting more into the breeding side of things, which I think is super interesting, going through the bloodlines and really diving into the breeding side of things at the sales and stuff and looking at mares and the sires. It's just crazy to me. That's the way we plan out our horses before they're so thought out before they're even here and they're even conceived. There's so much planning and expectations, I think, that go into it. So that's another just facet of our industry that people are so invested in before these horses are even conceived and here on the ground.
Yeah. And there's so much that goes into horse racing, but looking at it as a whole, what draws you to it the most? What do you love so much about horse racing?
I love the community.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say too.
Yeah, I love the people. I love the grooms and the breeders and the farms that put all their everything into these horses, because this isn't an industry that is, I go to work 9 to 5. We're 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, taking care of these horses, and the people that are so hands-on and so invested and into it, their love and passion. You have to have a passion for this industry to be in it, no matter where you're working in it. I think you have to be passionate about it because you work with these people that are living it and putting their blood, sweat, and tears into racing and breeding every single day. And that's something that just gives me goosebumps to be a part of it.
It's such a strong community, being hands-on in it. Everyone is willing to help out each other. Everyone has each other's back. And when I was learning, everyone was more than willing to help me out and teach me. And I've had so many good mentors in my corner. So the community as a whole is just so strong. And I just love being a part of it.
Yeah, I agree. I love mentoring people, especially bringing someone in who's never known anything about races, just has a little hey, I'd love to get to know that. I like horses, and actually showing them everything that goes into bringing a horse to a racetrack. And then also telling people about the aftercare and what happens to these horses after the racetrack. We put so much into that, and that's its own industry itself, is making, and our community is so dedicated to making sure that these horses, after they're done breeding, after they're done racing, that they have fulfilled second careers in their life, and that they're taken care of. That's another thing I think that people aren't aware of, that are, just getting introduced to horse racing, that they might not realize how much we put into what happens to these horses after the races and how they're still so important to us.
Yeah, it's such a common misconception. This is so much more than just a sport. There's so much love and dedication and passion behind the scenes. I wish that was more recognized to the public, but That's our job. That's what we're going to show people.
I wish I could take so many people like to a farm or to like the backside of a racetrack so they could like see it for themselves, because I think that would change so much perception about our industry if people were able to actually come out to a racetrack for the day and like spend a day in the barn with us from 5:30 in the morning, you know, because you're there pretty early. And especially like in these winters, it's cold, but you'll hear music playing. People are in great moods. We're taking care of our horses. We're giving our special horses their special treats. So many treats.
Probably too many. But...
Yes, probably too many treats. But hey, you got to spoil these babies.
Oh, yeah.
I love the spoil. Who doesn't? I mean, a happy horse is a horse that wants to race.
Oh, yeah.
So if they're happy, we're happy.
Yeah.
I love that. So I want to get to know a little bit more about you, Meadow. Let's talk about some like non-racing things.
Yeah.
All right. What is like your absolute favorite dessert?
Believe it or not, I do not have that big of a sweet tooth. But I'm trying to think. I can always go for like ice cream cake.
Okay.
I don't like cake, but I like ice cream cake.
With like the crunchies in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like
just like the boring old generic ice cream cake.
It always turns your tongue blue though.
Yeah. That's about as much as I can handle. I'm weird like that. What about you? Do you have a sweet tooth?
I do. Okay, so I'm like a toss-up between cannolis. I love cannolis.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just do. I love a fresh cannoli. I also love churros or anything like churros.
I can get behind a churro. Have you ever had the Costco churros?
Yes. Of course. And Sam's Club churros. I am a sucker for a churro. If I see a churro, I'll get all the powdered, like all the sugar and cinnamon on my face. Yeah. And if you can like get the honey dip, I'm there. I love a churro.
Okay.
I tried to bring churros to parks. Like, I don't know. It was like, I think it was like a Cinco de Mayo thing I was pitching.
Makes sense.
And I was like, let's get some churros at parks.
I like that idea. Let's
do
it this year.
I know, like let's mix things up at the at the snack stand. Let's throw out a churro day. There is a national churro day, but I actually don't remember what day it is. I should look that up. I love churros.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. And cannolis.
On the food subject, coffee or tea in the morning?
Oh, coffee.
Oh, yeah, me too. Are you caffeine dependent?
Yeah, I get, so it's not so much coffee I'm dependent on. I'm like my afternoon Coke. 2:00, I crash hard. And I'm not a Diet Coke girly. I like Coke Vanilla. It's my favorite. And like my kids and their friends know, if there is like only like 2 or 3 left, don't you dare touch it. Because don't touch it. I will go berserk if I think I have my Coke in there and a bunch of kids drank all my Coke Vanilla. I need it. I think I have one. I do.
Yeah,
I do have it. My Coke Vanilla. Sponsor me. I love you. I can't function. Yeah. So it's the 2:00 crash for me.
Yeah.
But I do drink coffee in the morning, especially when it's cold right now, just to like warm up and wake up, and it's nice. Yeah. Do you put like a lot of cream? Like, what's your?
I like the taste of coffee as it is.
You drink your coffee black?
I'll do oat milk, but it tastes more like coffee than it does creamer.
Sugar? Dude, you're hardcore. I don't know.
I don't know. I need the caffeine though. That's a downfall of mine. Caffeine dependent. I'll do the coffee and then I'll do like a midday Celsius. And then around 4 or 5 is where the crash comes in.
Oh, a Celsius a day? Yeah. That would make me a bit edgy, I think.
I'm a little bit edgy at times, but...
All right. I mean, I don't have room to talk if I don't have my soda. I'm kind of mean.
Yeah.
So.
Makes sense.
Well, what was some of our other questions? Because I'm forgetting.
Do you have any fun facts about yourself?
Fun facts about myself? Yeah.
What's like the coolest thing you've ever done?
I don't do cool stuff. I'm a mom.
Being a mom is cool.
I guess. I mean, I got two boys. They are a handful. I like being a boy mom, though. I always thought I wanted a girl, but I've decided, like, no, I was built for boy mom.
Yeah?
I was built for it. I can handle it. I can handle the farts. I can handle the weird jokes. The accidents that happen, like the blood, the gore. Like, I'm good. I like it. I don't know. I like the Transformer movies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Legos. I'm really good. That's my talent.
You can build Legos?
I like Legos, and I can build some Legos.
Huh.
I don't like stepping on Legos. That's the worst thing. I think that's like the kryptonite of boy momhood. Girl momhood, you have to worry about like the little Barbie stilettos in your carpet, like stepping on those. But boy momhood is like that little Lego piece that's like the two-piece one that like sits at an angle, gets embedded in your carpet, and you step on that. The swear words that could come out of my mouth after stepping on pieces of Legos. And my vacuum has eaten a lot of Legos.
I bet.
Do you have any special talents?
No special talents. Fun fact, I was born in California. I'm a California baby.
You kind of look it.
That's what I get all the time. People always say that, but I wouldn't last a day in California.
Why?
Knowing, like, the culture and, like, how people, like, act out there. Like, I'm too low-key for that.
Well, I feel like California is low-key.
It's just, like, the green juice and, like, the vegan and
You're meat and potatoes.
You're
Washington County.
I'm Washington County.
Yeah. So what part of California were you born in?
Sacramento. My dad was out there at the racetracks. Yeah, and then we moved out here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you definitely look California girl.
I get that. It's probably just like the blonde hair.
And the tan. And the blue eyes.
Yeah. That's my fun fact.
I don't know. I don't think I could make it out west at all.
No.
I don't like being hot.
Yeah?
I'm a cool person. I like temperatures colder. Especially outside. Like, if I get sweaty, I get grumpy.
Yeah.
In the Meadows every year, radios, everyone who knows me knows by like 1 o'clock, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Because I'm really hot on that apron. Once we hit to like 3, 4, the sun's like going down, I have some shade, I'm happier. But there is a point where I like hit my fry mark and I am hot. I am sweaty usually. And I'm not nice.
I get it. It's a long day and it's very hot. It always is so hot on Adios Day.
I bought this year the fans that go around your neck. I bought 3 of them.
Oh my God.
And I had to give them up to Donnell and Gabe because they were outside this year doing the live. And I was like, you know what? I know how much Gabe sweats. And Donnell's going to have makeup on her face. I'm giving you guys my fans. It was a sacrifice, but I did it because I care.
That's really nice of you.
I only had to be on their broadcast for like 5 minutes. So if I was sweaty and gross, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But
they were out there
all day. That's a long broadcast. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is enough for me. Like, even putting me on a podcast, for God's sakes. So, yeah, but I don't know. What else are we going to talk about? What kind of genre of music are you into?
I guess I'm more of a hip-hop pop person, but on the other days I'm country. It really depends on the mood. But if you go on my playlist, there's everything on there. I listen to everything.
I listen to a good bit of everything, but if you know me, you know I'm a little bit of a techno baby, rave child from...
Yes. If you check out our Hot to Trot TikTok, you'll see Ashley in her prime.
Yeah. I moonlighted as a DJ through college, just at parties, you know. She came out, you know, once in a while. Great time. And I loved the techno scene, house music, jungle. I was there for all of it. Made a lot of trips to New York, DC, and Baltimore to see some of my favorite DJs. And I will still go to a couple festivals because now we don't call them raves, we call them festivals. Whatever.
Oh, I've always wanted to go to one.
Oh,
but
don't tell me that.
Would I do well there? Probably not.
Oh, it's a very
But-
open, like happy community. It's just very loud.
Yeah.
Very accepting, embracing. It's just all about the love of the music. And it has all genres of music. That's the best thing about like that kind of
Yeah.
music is like you're not just listening, you're listening to so many different artists and like someone's like interpretation of the song and like remix of the song. So that's
Yeah.
why I really like it, because you get like some old songs, some new songs, like DJs incorporating country music into their
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Awesome.
So I like it. I like my house music, and probably country would be second. I have a lot of country
Yeah.
songs.
I have some country concerts lined up for the summer, so I'm excited. We're getting Jason Aldean, Luke Bryan, a couple smaller guys, but I'm excited.
Well, that will be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to take the kids to a concert, but I just don't know which one.
Yeah.
They haven't really like had any interest in it yet. So back in the day, I always wanted to go to concerts. Like it was like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like now with like COVID finally being done and like these venues opening up and like full capacity, it's coming back. It's like a new thing. Like those high schoolers want to go to like see music live. And I think that's just like a whole different vibe is seeing music live. So.
Yeah.
Well, I've gotten to know you a lot more, Meadow, and I hope that you guys got to know us and learn some fun facts. And we're super excited for you to tune in to season 3 of Hot to Trot.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening, and thank you to the Standardbred Breeders of Pennsylvania for sponsoring Hot to Trot. We'll see you next time.